Hi, love. So whenever somebody comes online and shows what they're eating, and whatever they're eating is spiceless, it looks dry AF. There is no spice or salt to be seen. Well, salt and pepper.
Right off the bat, the shit does not look good. It is so visibly displeasing.
There's always someone in the comments be like, after all that colonization, after all that searching for spices, and this is how bland your food is. And this video is basically what I always want to comment, but then like there's always a word limit on TikTok. So yeah, that's why I have YouTube, yeah, so that I can make my rants here. I'm sorry. But anyway, so while I was thinking about a good explanation on why it's like that, I actually realized that it's actually been a pattern where the upper class is always trying to differentiate themselves from us. They're always trying to make a them and us. Whenever they start to do something and then the masses, the commoners, us, start to have access to that, they always change the game and we just cannot keep up, okay? So with the spices thing, if you didn't know, many travelers or colonizers, whatever you want to call them, would raid and trade and whatever spices and bring them back to Europe, and therefore spices were hard to find, right? And because the spices were hard to find, it became an elite thing. Only the rich and wealthy and the nobles could get the spices in their food, and that was a status or symbol of their wealth, right? But as the trades became more common and spice was available to everyone, the rich were like, no, since not everybody got it, we don't want to have nothing to do with it anymore. So the rich, to differentiate themselves from the commoners, started to use less and less spices, because spices were also used as a way to conserve food, and the idea of conserving food means that you don't have enough of it ready for you to eat, so therefore you're gonna conserve, you're gonna make it last longer, right? The idea of putting as much spices as you can so you don't even taste it, so that it lasts longer. So now the rich people said, no, we're gonna eat bland food to show that we can afford fresh food. This has been cut today and will be eaten today. There's no need to save for it because we can afford it. And that's how the wealthy became synonymous to just eating bland food and what it is today. That's why you see the majority of people of color, where the spices came from, still use the spices and spice their food, but the more richer people always eat the more bland food, the steak with no spice, with just salt and pepper, because it's better that way. I wonder why it's better that way. But anyway, there's a list of things that I have that have gone through that same rhythm, where the rich people do it, and then when the commoners do it, then the rich people leave it and go for something else. It's just a cycle. It just goes over and over. And sometimes the poor, sometimes even the rich copy from the poor, the commoners, us, and you know, the whole ball game. Let's just get right into this video. So now, because the rich are the few, they are the 1%, there's always this lore on who they are, the people, the commoners, us. We always want to know about them because we don't have access to them, and the glimpse that we have, we always want to replicate it into something that is more sustainable for us. Starting with the old money aesthetic. What the heck was that actually? Because you can't tell me that your Zara dress or your Zara blazer and it being monochromatic, whatever, looks rich. Okay, you can't tell me that. And also, I was also one of those people. Yeah, I remember getting into Zara, getting like really beige clothing so that I can look rich while I live in a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, that didn't work, right? Zara was expensive for me at that. Actually, I got dupes from Shein. So I think that pretty much explains that I am just a part of the problem. But anyway.
Here's a breakdown of Kendall Roy's perfectly pompous fashion choices on Succession. Jeremy Strong, who plays Kendall, has said he picks out all his characters' clothing and lives in that clothing during the filming. Costume designer Michelle Matland explained that he's involved in his wardrobe down to the choice of socks and underwear. She told The Ringer the underwear specifically has to be some incredibly hard-to-come-by European brand. In season 3, we see Kendall take a walk with billionaire Josh Aronson, played by Adrian Brody. While he wears normal stuff like $120 hiking boots by Merrell, Kendall wears $335 wedge vintage sneakers by Dries Van Noten. When he has a midlife crisis in season 3, he starts wearing a necklace. This is a $15,500 pendant featuring an image by artist Rashid Johnson from his painting series titled Anxious Men. So far in season 4, we've only seen Kendall in uber casual clothing, albeit instead of athleisure, he wears what you might call athluxury, including this $1,400 Tom Ford hoodie and $625 logoless Loro Piana baseball hat. Read more Succession fashion analysis in my newsletter at amyodell.substack.com.
Because of the show such as Succession, we got to see what rich people do, what they wear, and all that kind of stuff, their lifestyle. I mean, I remember one of the characters, Cap, was like 20,000, you know, and it was like no Mark, no Gucci, all that kind of stuff. So the people were like, okay, we want to be in those spaces. We want to marry the rich. Little did we know that the rich marry the rich, but I digress. So we started dressing up to assimilate, to look like. And some people even took it a step further, going into debt, getting the Louis Vuitton, all that kind of stuff, what the rich presented to have worn, right? And which they did. They were the ones, you know, with the flashy things and this and things and that. But because they were like, no, everybody getting too comfortable, so many fakes, they got themselves luxury brands that we're not even aware of, that are not tacky, if I should say, right? They look like a regular, like the rich person will come out with a shirt like this, right? And then you look it up and it'll be like 2,000, right? You wouldn't know that because it's like a regular shirt. It doesn't write Gucci over here, right? So because the entire like aesthetic was getting saturated, the rich people changed up their style, okay? It was more of inaccessible things that we couldn't get, that we couldn't dupe, that you would definitely see it's duped, which is more designer clothing, where like it's not about what brand are you wearing, but who are you wearing type. And that was just another way for them to really separate themselves from us. So you won't see a rich person wearing Louis Vuitton. Like, you're just not gonna see that, okay? But you will see someone pretending to be rich wearing that. I believe there's like even a niche market that we are not even aware of where the rich actually get their clothing from, which always just looks so bland and basic, which is a way for them to even exercise their richness, because it's like, I'm so rich, I don't care about fashion, I don't care how I look, because how I look doesn't put me in certain rooms. I'm in those rooms regardless, you know what I'm saying? Because we are always telling each other, if you want to meet a high valued man, you need to wear this and that and heels and be at the bar in the clowning ourselves, where the actual rich don't gotta do all that, okay? Because they're meeting each other at places we don't even know exists, right? And it's so funny because the place where I used to work, I was working with like nepo babies, and it was interesting dynamic to see that this lady who's like 3 years older than me can really like be so immature and like do whatever she wants and not have a career or anything like that, date around, all that kind of stuff, mess around with these boys that are like not really on a level financially, but at the end of the day she's just gonna marry some rich guy, and she did. Because they have these places, their families already arranged it, like arranged marriages are still happening, like, but like in the richer atmosphere where the rich marry the rich, right? But anyway, we stay playing, telling each other, yeah, you will meet that rich man and he will marry, like, no, the rich know the rich, okay? So yeah. Now, when it comes to bodies, I know it's weird, right? But anyway, when it comes to bodies, when the BBL era began, it was the rich and the famous that were getting these body modifications, and not just BBLs, but whatever surgeries they were getting to enhance their features. This was exclusively available to the rich people. It was a clear indication that you could only get this sort of body perfect type by surgery, by paying money. This was not something you could go for the gym for, this whole slim thick thing, the Kim Kardashian body, where it was a status of wealth, where a man would see this lady with this body, they know that they have to spend money. It is a status symbol where if your wife has a BBL or has body modifications, it just shows how rich y'all are. And as soon as the BBLs became more mainstream and everybody and their mom could get a BBL, Yeah, you're seeing that right now, aren't you? Like, suddenly the butts are smaller. Suddenly thinness is in. Suddenly the whole slim thick is out and thin is in. If you haven't watched my thin is in video, go check that out right now. There's a deeper analysis on that. But anyway, because the BBLs are out and people are dissolving themselves and their bodies looking different within like 6 months, right? Thinness is back in. Ozempic, right? Because now everybody can access BBLs. One thing they can't access is Ozempic because it's expensive. And what is, I don't know if you know what Ozempic is, but it's this drug that is for people with diabetes, but now it's been used to lose weight basically, and it's a very expensive drug, and the more people that use it, the less there is for people with that actually need it. So that's really unfortunate. Ooh. Some ASMR for you. But anyway, who knows what's gonna happen when everybody is thin next, and then what the celebrities are now gonna do when everybody got, not the celebrities, but what the rich people are gonna do when thinness is no longer in style. Which is just sick to say that thinness or like bodies come in style and go, but that's just the reality of things. And another thing that the rich had and now they are getting rid of because the masses are getting access to it is the fillers. It's the fillers. Excuse me. Anyway, the fillers. Have you noticed that a lot of celebrities are dissolving their fillers? There was a time where everybody looked brushed and crazy. Okay, that thing, I never liked it. It never looked natural. It never gave what it was supposed to give. You know, I feel like everybody that got a filler, they were lied to. Okay, it don't look good. It don't look natural, but do you, girl. Do you, girl. Okay, some of them, it does look natural, look good. But I saw one in real life when I was in Cannes, during the Cannes festival, whatever. Ooh, it don't look good in person. It don't look good. I'm sorry. Like, that's just one thing where I'm glad. I'm kind of glad, you know. So a lot of celebrities are getting them removed and doing something else that people aren't really talking about or knowing what it is. But I've seen a couple of TikTok videos where people are like, something looks different, but we don't know what it is, right? Look at Christina Aguilera. I don't know how to say her name, but like, look at her and Lindsay Lohan. Look at the pictures. Do you see the difference?
What is going on in Hollywood? The girls are looking absolutely snatched. I'm not saying this in a hater type of way. I'm saying this because I'm admiring how beautiful these people look. Christina Aguilera, Lindsay Lohan, and Kate Beckinsale are aging backwards. And I can't quite put my finger on what is going on. I don't think it's Botox. I don't think it's filler. Is it a new procedure? Is it a new facial? There just has to be some new doctor in Hollywood that's doing all this work. And please don't yell at me. I know we're not supposed to speculate on stuff like this, but they just look so good. I want to know the secrets. If you're an esthetician or a doctor, please let me know what you think is going on here. I am all for aging naturally, gracefully, and beautifully. That is all amazing. But I am also in support of whatever is going on here. I also don't think it's a shameful thing to admit that you've had work done. I've never lied about that or shied away from that if anybody ever asked me. So again, I'm not saying this in a way to shame them. I'm just admiring how beautiful they look. And I want in on the secret. Let me know your thoughts down below. And follow me for more pop culture news.
See how I come to work?
Very, very cool. Hi, I'm Christina Aguilera for Glamour, and
I don't know what it is, but it's something. It looks more natural, but it's clear that they got something work done, but it's making them look more natural than like the casual filler thing. So I think we're definitely going to see a decrease in people getting fillers, and also talks of, you know, the 10-year difference after getting filler, that it doesn't actually dissolve. It just like sprays throughout your face, and that's what makes your face look plumpy, or not plumpy, but like look, you know.
I've been saying for a really long time that this female obsession with cosmetic procedures shows that we're not in a good place, and finally people are acknowledging something's wrong, because women don't really look like human beings anymore, and they're calling it pillow face. Pillow face refers to this new trend where hundreds of thousands of perfectly beautiful, healthy women, in trying to become even more beautiful, even more perfect, are literally disfiguring their faces with filler. And not only does filler never really dissolve, which causes pillow face, it also messes with the lymphatic system, which can cause cancer. So even though filler doesn't improve the way we look, and it's also a risk to our lives, we women can't stop doing it. Because we've bought into the message that we women have an expiration date, and God forbid we we show any signs of aging, we become completely irrelevant. So we will do anything to stop that from happening, including disfiguring our faces or risking our lives.
But anyway, I think that's why maybe they're getting rid of it now and doing something else different. But like, yeah, now that filler is just like there, because I go to like H&M and the girlies, they have filler. Like everybody got filler. It don't matter what job you're working, everybody got filler. And now the rich people are like, no, we're gonna do something else different. You're getting too close to us. Now basically thinness is the ultimate goal. The more natural looking face, the ultimate goal. And looking like you're not rich is also the ultimate goal. Not wearing name brands or this luxury brands because it's tacky, right? Basically the scarcity creates value in these things. So if it's hard to find, hard to attain, the rich just want it all for themselves, and as soon as it becomes commercialized, they hide it. That's why I think they don't want to talk about it. Is that why Kylie Jenner didn't tell people that she got lip filler so that they can just like keep it to themselves? Is it to make money? I don't know, but somebody should look into that. But anyway, the rich, the wealthy, the 1%ers definitely always want to separate themselves from the masses, and unfortunately we also fall for it. We just doing what they do and just trying, like, why were we trying to be old money? Do we even know what that means? Old money, basically money made from slavery. Like, what the heck was that about? Like, what the heck was that actually about? This whole quiet luxury, what is it? Not wearing color. Just like, because a lot of cultures, especially African cultures, color is us. Have you seen our traditional clothing? We are all about color, you know, and now we have to be all this beige and all that kind of stuff to look rich, to have close proximity with the whites, to like white rich people. Like, what the heck was that about, honestly, if you think about it? The whole apartment thing, weird. Let's have personalities, please. We should really stop like chasing the celebrity, the rich people type of, like, let's just be individuals. That's also just gonna help the economy, really, if we're not, you know, really ruining our bodies, ruining our mental health for something they clearly they have the money for it, but we don't. So why are we making this permanent, semi-permanent surgeries on ourselves for like 5 years and then something else different comes? It's weird. But anyway, wake up and step away from emulating the celebrity culture, the rich culture, whatever, and just be you and just live your life doing what you like because you like it, not because Kylie Jenner did it. You know, you don't have to starve yourself. That was random, but like, yeah. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this video down below. See you guys next time. Bye.